Hello, my name is Ron Nixa. I'm the Technical Service Manager of Key Machines for the Hillman Group. The purpose of these videos are to show you the maintenance on our key machine and our key machine programs and how to operate each one. Now we are going to show you how to cut double-sided keys on the KD50. Now, most of the double-sided keys, our automotive keys, do not have any shoulder, so all keys must be tip gauge. So I will tell you how to do that. Next, the first thing you want to do is you always want to have a pair of nice quality safety glasses to wear, and also you want to turn on your constant power switch in the on position, indicated by the light that she is ready to be in the operation mode. And also you have your nice heavy-duty plexiglass shield that you want to put in position after you gauge the keys. Now you want to make sure that there's no interference in the cutting portion, but putting over the blade and the brush is great added protection. Just because you have this nice plexiglass shield, still it's a good idea to be double protected and wear safety glasses for your own protection. Next, what you want to do is you want to take your key that you're going to duplicate on the right-hand side of the jaw. Now, I want to remember something. This machine, your machine, came with two service bars. They're very important two pieces of equipment to be used. You will not be able to use your finger gauges to gauge tip gauging or keys without a shoulder. So you're going to need these two service bars, and I will tell you how to use them. First of all, when you notice that an automotive key has a thin mill in the center or slightly maybe off to the left or right hand side, you know that you need to rotate the jaws to the double-sided cutting ability and to hold these keys securely. This is done by loosening up the clamp screw underneath. Just a couple of churns. Don't pull it all the way out, but just loosen it up and pulling up on the jaw assembly to rotate it to the other side. Once it is on the other side, remember, tighten up your clamp screw. This holds your jaw unit securely. Next, do the right jaw, loosen it up, pull it up, rotate, make sure she clicks in to the bottom of the carriage. Tighten up securely. Now you are ready to place the keys in. Now, as I mentioned in the lateral, that these service bars are multi-purpose tools. They're used for adjusting the key machine, depth, spacing, and also necessarily to be used on a daily basis when tip gauging. These are inserted into the jaws by slipping the service bar into the designated slot on. The grooves are milled into the top jaw, so you want to pick the one for your length of key, which is mostly on the end, is usually the most used spot. Now, once you have those service bars in place, and as I mentioned before or earlier in the video, that you have a single mill going down. This machine was designed with V-grooved jaws, and on the bottom of the jaw is a V-groove, and on the top is a V-groove. What you want to do is you want to put the key on the left side of the jaw, hook it into that V-groove, and slide it into the milling of the key. Now, the good feature of this machine is it holds it very securely and nice and tight. So once you hold it by the groove, you're all set. Next, you want to take your customer's key and you want to place it in the left jaw in the same fashion. Hook it on the bottom of the V-grooves, slide it in, have the tip go right to the shoulder of your tip, right into your gauge on each side. This method is called tip gauging, and basically all your automotive keys, most of them, single-sided automotive keys do not need to be tip gauged. They do still have a shoulder, but the majority of your keys will need to be tip gauged on automotive. So once you got those situated, and I'd like to make a point here while I'm talking about clamping. The other good feature about this machine is these clamp handle assemblies are adjustable. So you'll get periodically the different thicknesses of keys or different style of keys or the movement. You know, you don't want your handles in the up position to hit the cover or the shield. So they're adjustable by picking up, spring load it, putting it down, and you can tighten the key. So you can adjust it where you want it, and basically where it's comfortable for you to tighten down the key. Now I will show you how to operate, and like I said before, you're not using your finger gauges. You can't. You have the keys clamped properly. The next step is releasing the carriage, which, as you know, is a safety feature, and the motor and cutter will not turn on till it is brought up to the blade. Now, thing you want to remember, you want to notice that on the automotive keys, you got a little neutral area there between the head and the first cut. You basically want to start before the first cut, give it enough room, and place the key up to that part, watching the key guide, or also called the key tracer. Slowly put it up to the running blade and gingerly let it go. And your next step is to pull down your carriage handle in one swift motion. You don't want to go too fast. It's not necessarily to go very slow either, but just a steady motion. Smooth, do not stop, do not go erratic or jerky. So simply pulling down, and before you start cutting, you want to remove your service bars. Now while you're cutting, you just pull down, finish your cut, you're right off the tip. It's always a good idea to finish your cutting procedure by going back. Now, you are completed on that one side cut. You push down your handle. It shuts off the cutter and motor. Sometimes you could just pull your handle down. Now, the thing you want to do is, and you always want to remember something, the customer's key, an automotive key, is cut the same on each side. There's no reason why to flip this key. In fact, it will save you trouble and maybe misaligning the key back. So if you leave that key there, all you want to do is loosen up the cut key and flip it over. So that's all you have to do, is once you flip it over, then you reinstall your bars, and your left one will already be gauged, so you just simply take your key to cut the other side, put it into the tip, dead into the service bar. Always remove service bars when you're ready to cut. Then you could proceed, press down the handle, pull out the knob, cutter will come on, start backward at neutral area, just about right before the first cut. Go down in one motion, finish your cut to the tip, go back, and clean it up. It's always good if you want to retrace an automotive key. It's probably a good idea. You want to make sure that all the cuts are completed and no burrs or hooks are left on. So the next thing you want to do is press down on the handle, which shuts off the machine. Then you remove the duplicated key and you hold it firmly. And then while going to the deburring brush, you want to hold it down firmly and in a downward angle underneath the brush. Just want to remember to tell you that the cutter will also turn on, so be very careful, but just stay in a brush area. Brush key Brush key lightly, both sides, cleaning off all burrs, and you are complete cutting. A nice new cutter will cut a key nice and sharp without hardly any chips on there. And if you start getting rolled over edges or you're having a hard time removing burrs, it's an indication of a bad blade and you want it replaced immediately. So the next step is to remove your customer's key, to give it back, have him take his new key that was created. And it's always a good idea also to basically after every cut to clean off your chips out of these jaws and keep it well maintained. And also you may push the heavy-duty plastic shield back in position. And the next thing you do after every key or you leave the machine is always to go to the left side and shut off the rocker switch in the off position, and you will mainly notice that by the light going off, and which is a good indicator that it's off. So that completes cutting and aligning double-sided cut keys.